Five Nights at Freddy's.
No copyright songs.
Oh, damn. My pitch perfect skills has once again ruined my urge to sing. Hi, I'm the guy in the limp suit, Annie. The limp dick.
And I never died in the fire, Minty.
And this is FunUntitled, where we serve every podcast with an FU. And today, we're saying FU to that Freddy Fazbear out the window. I'm looking at you, Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, how much do you know about Five Nights at Freddy's?
As much as the game theory videos tell me.
And why do you like FNAF? That's what Five Nights at Freddy abbreviates to, by the way. I'm not going to say Five Nights at Freddy every time.
That's a good question, because I don't really care about the lore. I think I just feel like it's something I've known since the beginning, and I'm gonna see it through to the end. I also like watching Markiplier play it.
You mean the king of FNAF? So, yeah, in case you guys didn't get, Minty and I know the entire FNAF lore. The entire FNAF lore.
Assuming game theory is correct.
There's a video that was like, explaining FNAF to my friends that like recently got in because of the movie, or they want to know because of the movie. And man, the beginning of FNAF is like a lobster getting used to the hot water before it realizes it's dying. Like, I feel like that was you and I, but it wasn't weird in the beginning. But to get in the middle and have to explain sister location is a lot.
Yeah, sister location is what really went off the wall.
Hey, straight off the bat, we watched the FNAF movie. How did you like it?
I like the beginning half. Like, I really like the main character. I really like Mike and Abby. Everything else was kind of, I wish was stronger or as strong.
Okay, let's get into it. So we start off the movie. Mike is a security guard. He sees a kid get abducted. So he tackles down that man who took the kid and starts wailing on him. When he looks back at the kid, wait a minute, in the scene before, that was totally Mike's brother. When this new scene, that's totally not his brother.
Oh, did they do that?
They did that. They got another kid after.
I didn't realize that.
I have to watch some analysis videos like Easter eggs to get that. And yeah, I always thought, but that kid totally looked like he was getting abducted. He looked so uncomfortable. And then you realize, oh shit, that's not even the same kid, bro.
Like he's projecting.
Yeah. And Mike is like, this can't be happening. This must be a dream theory. I'm dreaming. I can't wait to wake up. The next thing he knows, he's meeting Shaggy from the Scooby-Doo movie, being like, wow, I can't believe you're here at a job agency and not in prison for wailing a guy in front of his kid. And Mike's
Why isn't he in prison?
I don't know. I'll get into that later of times where the actual police should have gotten involved, but this is not it yet. And Mike is like, come on, man. I need a job. I have a sister at home. She's not eating on her own accord.
What was the point of that?
I think it's just supposed to be the nice moment at the end where he can finally like relate with her enough to get her to eat her damn spaghetti.
I think he could have done anything.
I don't know. There's a lot of questionable decisions with that.
Like, you're just supposed to say like she's so obsessed with drawing she won't even eat, but if that was the case, I think they should have made that much stronger too.
I think she is so autistic that we just couldn't talk her into eating, but like once she understands that, like, I don't know, her brother loves her or something, she started eating more.
That she's meant to be scooping people.
Scoop-a-doop. So Shaggy is like, okay, fine. I have one job. It sucks though. You work 6 hours a night and no social interaction whatsoever. Your literal job is just do not sleep for the 6 hours.
You know, I don't understand. This guy needs people to work there.
Yeah.
Sell it! Sell it!
Sell it better?
I just mean, like, you need people to work. Yeah, not sell the company. I mean, sell the job. Like, you would be like, job's great. Just watch it.
So he goes home. He has free labor watching his sister. Like we said, sister on the spectrum. He's like, all right.
It's also like, what, 12? Not even 12.
She's 10, I believe.
She's 10. You can't leave a 10-year-old alone.
And latchkey kids exist.
What year is this? The 80s?
90s, I believe. That's why we couldn't scream. Was that the bite of 87?
Nah, you still 80s maybe. 90s, you can't leave a kid alone.
You know what? We couldn't because a lot of kids disappeared 10 years prior.
Oh my god.
No, I'm not saying he wasn't gonna take the job. It was shitty. But in like this part, I do not understand. His aunt is so gung-ho about taking this kid to get the government money. And it's kind of like, hey lady, how desperate are you to get this money? Because this isn't Bender from Futurama where you get a bunch of money and then hardly spend it on the kids or some shit, you know?
And maybe that's what she wanted to do.
I don't know, but like, is that extra thou gonna do a lot? It's not doing a lot for Mike.
Maybe it does a lot in the 90s.
Oh, you're right. I forgot inflation. So later on when the aunt's like, I will pay you $1,000 to mess up this Chuck E. Cheese. Maybe that was like actually a lot more significant.
Yeah, maybe. That's 1 month from that kid. And the kid's not even eating, so how much could she really be spending on the kid?
And she clearly has a lawyer that's being set up to be like an animatronic inside a human flesh suit. Otherwise, they have like the most useless lawyer character for no reason.
What was that for, right?
He's just like staring there like the whole time.
Like, you don't even need his character.
Unless it's because they already have a FNAF trilogy plan. So he's probably gonna come in the second one.
They have a FNAF trilogy plan?
Yeah, baby.
That's insane.
That's insane if you think about what FNAF 3 is and you really hope it doesn't go that direction. So Mike is like, I'm gonna lose my daughter. So I'm not sorry, daughter. Sister. So I better take this job. So it's the first night of Five Nights at Freddy, and it is pretty chill. We watched the trailer for FNAF, basically, of that lady being like, "Welcome to Five Nights at Freddy's," or Freddy Fazbear's.
I did like the whole phone talking part. Then I thought the video was a bit redundant.
And you gotta have a visual, you know. I know it's stupid they skipped the part where she tried to introduce the animatronics.
Wasn't that supposed to be like the horror part? Like there's something wrong?
I guess, but at the same time, you know, like, how am I supposed to know these fuckers' names? So the night one's chill. I think he falls asleep after night one.
He falls asleep in every night.
Night two comes. Definitely fell asleep. He has that dream of like, oh, I heard from this lady cop named Vanessa that 5 kids died here. And like, it's helping me perpetuate my dream theory of I saw the man who took my brother. I just can't remember. But now I remember 5 shitty kids.
All of a sudden, they've definitely infiltrated his dreams, right?
Yo,
like,
yeah.
A weird spirit possession kind of thing.
I hate the fact this was PG-13, so they couldn't do too much gore. So when he did get hurt, it was kind of like Sonic slashing at him. Like, it was so fast, you can't even see.
And why was there 5 kids?
Am I supposed to believe that Dream Kids hit him? Or when he was sleeping, did the animatronics kind of like wailed on him?
I like to think the cupcake came and said, tell me when.
Now! Ah!
Like, dude, not so much. Jesus.
So he wakes up, you know, like he's like, man, I really like meeting Vanessa. I'm sure she's not gonna be important later.
So he met Vanessa in the first night or second night? Second night, okay.
Because the second night, she knocks on the door and he sees that, like, he's kind of bust up. So she's like, let me show you where the first aid center is. Come here, baby. And he's like, okay. Then night 3, so Mike is like, where the fuck is my babysitter? And meanwhile, the babysitter is working with the aunt and having, like, the most brutal murder happen. Like, she is getting murdered.
That was probably my favorite scene of the movie. Just the animatronics actually hunting people down and killing them.
I think it's so cool when you can see them for glimpses of seconds in the background.
Yes.
Like the actual game.
It's crazy that they made this whole setting and like made the animatronic suits and it looks so like the game.
Yes. It's like, you gotta really give it to, I think, Jim Hensworth.
I saw that in the credits. I was like, what?
Yeah, the guy who made the Sesame Street puppets.
You know, I was just about that. Like, do they make bodysuits? I was like, oh yeah, that's what
Big Bird. Remember that tweet I showed you? Sesame Street, after like 56 years, is going to switch to a more narrative episode kind of plot.
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh, they finally learned they gotta keep up with One Piece.
Wait, you think narrative means as in like it's gonna go over more than one episode?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's gonna be more like Steven Universe style.
Oh shit.
So I feel like in episode 1, we're gonna learn 1 to 10, but in episode 2, Elmo's father is like, Elmo, you have to count up to 100. Oh, I don't know if I can do that. That's really high.
But with my friends, I think we can do it.
Maybe if I make 100 friends, Elmo can count to 100. Yay!
Well, now he's competing with Comey can't communicate.
Yeah, well. So, yeah, his babysitter's flaked on him because of the good excuse of death. So he has to... He has to bring his shitty little sister to the place and it's like, all right, you sleep in 10. I stay up for 2 more hours, then I sleep in 10. We switch off here, sister.
Because he had to clean up, right?
Yeah, because Vanessa's like, hey, you didn't lock up the door because you're a drug addict. He's like, it's not a drug addict. I'm taking sleeping pills. I don't give a shit. You pick up your shit, put it in a bag, get all your shit and make sure it's all in one bag and you pick it up.
Did he really not lock the door or did they just broke it down?
I think they just broke it down.
Honestly, right?
Yeah. So yeah, he was cleaning and then I guess he got tie-tie. I don't know. I feel like if you're only working 6 hours and you're doing nothing during the day, you know, you can stay.
That's what I kept saying. Mike, what are you doing in the day that you have to sleep at night?
Well, he's a hypersomniac. So he's trying to spend every minute trying to go to sleep so he can figure out who kidnapped his brother.
Maybe he should be figuring out how to make enough money to take care of his sister.
Maybe he should be learning the side hustle gig. I believe
not in the 90s.
I believe 60% of Americans all have side hustles.
Yeah, but like in today's time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, not in the 90s.
Well, maybe he should have been more innovative.
I mean, maybe, right? Maybe he should have been 30 years in the future thinking.
And then that motherfucking little girl, Abby, goes out and befriends the animatronics. And Vanessa's like, did you let Abby play with these killer machines? What the fuck, man? And Mike is like, I don't know, they seem to be friends. You know, that teacher said that drawings hold a lot of power for children. And Vanessa's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Them making the fort.
Oh yeah, that was night 4. Yeah, they made the fort. Did you like that?
That was my least favorite scene in the movie.
Yeah, it made no fucking sense to me.
Right, okay, because people are like, oh, this is like representation of all the kids who'd be like, if I met children's souls and animatronics, I'd befriend them. And I'm like, how does this make any fucking sense? I get that she's insane.
Okay, I understand that, but I'm more upset the part where the brother very readily accepts, okay, yeah, there's ghosts inside the animatronics. Abby, can
I
you...
mean, he doesn't know at that point, though.
No, he said it. He knows at night 4 when like, oh, didn't tell me about the ghost in the animatronics. And Vanessa's like, oh, so you know about that.
Because Abby told.
Yeah, because like, Abby, can you see ghosts? Yeah, you were sitting on my friend earlier. That's why I have imaginary friends. We accepted it way too easily. Abby can see ghosts.
To be fair, the dude believes in dream theory and that he actually saw the guy who kidnapped his brother and has been doing this for like, what, 20 years? 10 years?
10 years, because Abby is 10. So
Was the mom even pregnant during the whole...
No, so they probably had Abby to replace the son.
Which is a fucked up thing to do.
Garrett. So, yeah, I mean, I don't question, you know, how parents grieve. I'll let them do their own thing.
Sure.
But then Abby got electrocuted, and Vanessa's like, if you bring Abby back to fucking Five Nights at Freddy's again, I'll shoot you. And Mike is like, man, maybe I'm not a good caretaker. Maybe it's that part of the movie in every single movie where, like, I try to give off my child to someone more capable.
They didn't need this scene.
I mean, did they need this scene?
No.
Okay.
Because you know he cares about the sister. He has to take care of her. Because then what is the point of the whole, like, she needs you scene? If he's just gonna be like, nah, she don't need me.
I'm thinking to myself, man, that aunt has bacon money? Why are you trying to get government subsidies?
Because what was Mike doing when Abby got into the cab and went to Five Nights at Freddy's?
So during the day, Mike went back to the Five Nights at Freddy's, Freddy Fazbear Pizzeria, whatever. And the pizza, he went back to the pizzeria and he tried to go sleep again. And that's when he accidentally sold Abby to the kids.
Right.
So Vanessa had to take Mike's bloody body after that whole kerfuffle, and she was patching him up.
Right.
So he was at the ranger station, the sheriff's station, when Abby came. Hey, this is one of the parts where I know you said you cannot say this is a bad movie just because the lawyer's too confusing for newcomers. But I will fucking argue from back and forth. Golden Freddy coming to the house to get Abby must have been so fucking confusing for people who don't know. Because they didn't think, oh, is that, you know, Super Saiyan Freddy Fazbear? Because you don't see this guy ever except like in the back.
Are you sure you saw Golden Freddy?
Yeah, he was Golden Freddy, the one that entered the cab.
Was he? I thought it was just regular Freddy.
No, that was Golden Freddy with the sans blue eye. Because that's the main kid. You know, the main kid that actually made the deal to
Right.
Yeah. So that was Golden Freddy.
Weird. Why would they do that?
I don't know. Like, I honestly want to go up to someone who doesn't know anything about FNAF being like, do you know why it's called Five Nights at Freddy's? Because I think you saw Freddy the least of all the animatronics. Like, did you actually get that Freddy was the main mascot?
That is true. You saw a lot of the cupcake.
The cupcake did too much.
Yeah, honestly, too much.
I'll give it to that. It gave Chica a unique killing method compared to Foxy, and I wanted Foxy to be in a dead sprint at one point.
I cannot believe they never showed him running. Like, I get that there's a real person in there, but that is the, like, iconic imagery of FNAF 1 is the running of Foxy.
Like, that's the greatest fear that you have in that game. That you're gonna cut to a camera and all of a sudden Foxy's running down.
And you're gonna try to slam that door closed.
Yeah.
The knocking sometimes.
Oh.
I wish it did have more of that FNAF aspects, right? Like, they had some of it, but I feel like more of like turning on the lights and seeing one of them there. Fucking freaky.
I wish that the whole looking at the cameras and seeing the animatronics look at you wasn't given to the people looting the place.
That's kind of true, yeah.
I wish they gave that to Mike.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, night 5, Abby is trying to get shoved into one of the spring lot shoots. Vanessa's like, you know, the person who took your brother was my father, William Afton, and he would always give me his dead kids' toys. But I'm confused because in the game, he killed these kids at the pizzeria.
Right.
So what is William Afton doing going to the woods, kidnapping Garrett, and killing him?
Oh, man, brought them to the pizzeria to kill.
I guess. But, like, you didn't have enough kids? You had to outsource?
Maybe in the movie they're all kidnapped.
Maybe what we didn't know about this crazy asshole in his dream is that they were at a pizzeria. It was right there in the distance. It was just in the table outside. They took the pizza outside to eat.
Hey, you never kill and hide the body in the same location. That'd be ridiculous. Okay, I wish the whole finding out about William Afton and what he did and Vanessa telling him was a much stronger scene. I wish we saw some image. I know, the whole PG-13 thing. Or some imagery of like him killing the kids and stuffing them in the bodies, just to make the scene not much of like, oh, they just talked about it and that was it. Because it's such an important part to the movie. Because it's true that William Afton doesn't really have a motive for killing the kid, but you just play it more that he's a psycho, then it would make more sense.
I also didn't like the part where like this is a crazy guy and somehow he corrupted the animatronics.
Yeah, that made no sense.
To like work for him. Like they forgot who killed them. It's like what? What are you? What? Huh? But like in the beginning of the movie, he said, "Do you really want to know the guy that killed your brother Garrett?" And like I guess if Mike was like, "Yeah," the kid would have just been, "I don't fucking know." Hey, don't swear at me, kid. You're like 8. It's like, motherfucker, I've been alive for years. But yeah, so like, that was kind of... The whole William Afton, I thought, was done poorly.
People liked his acting, but I thought it was okay.
And it's revealed that Shaggy from the beginning was William Afton. It's like, what are you doing working at a temp agency?
That's how he finds people down on their lucks and needs a job desperately. He tells you straight up, high turnover. That's gotta be a red flag.
And Vanessa, what do you mean, Vanessa? Your 2 jobs is to like keep them in the dark and if they find out, kill them. It's like, well, how are they supposed to know?
What's the point of the animatronic? Do they protect the place at day? Why can't they also protect the place at night?
William Afton, why do you not burn down the location of like clearly discriminatory evidence? Also, are we just hiring security guards for lambs for the slaughter? Like, do we need to eat the animatronics to kill people? Also, I don't like how it implied that they were trying to put Abby in the spring suit so she could join them, and it implied that all the animatronics were the spring suits.
Yeah, that is weird.
I know in the story that makes sense, but in the timeline...
Oh my god, no, we're not talking.
So it's like, oh wait, so were they all spring suits? And then, I don't know.
Yeah, why did they need another kid to join them?
And it seemed like Vanessa knew that, like, oh, they want them to join them. It's like, has this happened before? Was one of these 5 kids not the original?
I mean, that's how Baby, Ballora, the marionette's gonna come into the story.
Yeah, I was saying, like, it was weird that they tried to put Abby in a human one.
What the heck is Mango then? Mango just... Because I guess the Funtime Freddys are not possessed by spirit.
No, except if you believe in that one game theory where the dog was put into Mango.
That's right, the dog, Susan's dog, right? The one who ends up in Chica is in Mango.
Yes, I believe. Yeah, but somehow I don't really understand that. That could have been a retcon one. That's another thing. I really wish MatPat, when he did his his whole "this is the lore of Five Nights at Freddy," he actually went over like those plot points instead of just being like, I'm gonna try and make a narrative story.
I actually like the more of a narrative thing because I think we all kind of understand that certain gameplay elements are kind of not needed anymore, but you don't know what they are. So I mean, really, all you really want to know in the end is what is the story of FNAF. Like, it'd be nice to like tie up all the loose ends, but it's not necessary. Like, you don't need to know which kid is which animatronic, you know?
Yeah.
Except you know Susan is Chica because there's only one girl. Even though technically you could put a girl and a male Bonnie, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But whatever. Also, Bonnie's purple. I don't give a fuck.
Blue.
He's purple.
Glam Rock Bonnie is blue.
I don't care.
Toy Bonnie is blue.
Glam Rock Chica is white.
Yeah, she got whitewashed. So what are we? Want to bring more attention to that?
Just saying. Bonnie's purple.
So yeah. So and then the ending of the movie is kind of just like Abby draws like, hey kids, remember William Afton's the one that killed you, and she draws like a really bad murder scene. We're like, hey Abby, we want to talk about this later, okay? And so the kids all kind of just circle around William Afton, and even though William Afton was like busting a move during this whole fight, the cupcake like bit him once, and all the swing suits like snapped shut. And it's like, okay, he's dead, everyone, except he's not. They just pushed him to this back room where he's kind of just in torturing now.
Yeah, can you imagine if you have no idea what's going on? You don't know why the spring suit is crapping out on him and that it's actually killing him. You don't understand why the animatronics just left his dying. Like, it seems incredibly cruel. And then who do we assume comes in the end? Baby?
No, Balloon Boy.
Balloon Boy's in this? I thought he was just a...
No. They had 2 fake outs in the beginning. In the mid-credit scene, he actually like kills a man.
Oh, God.
So I don't understand. When Vanessa got stabbed by William Afton, you just took her to the hospital and said, I don't know what happened.
Got stabbed, clearly.
She got stabbed. Like, what happened to Max, the babysitter? I don't know. What happened to the temp agency guy? I don't know. God, you are the worst security guard ever. I don't know. And there's someone, so you know how like, oh, they must be really lonely at Five Nights at Freddy's because no one's watching them. Can we come visit? Maybe. No, there's full of rotting bodies in there that no one's taking care of.
That's true. Would you assume that they had found enlightenment after the killing of William Afton? Guess what? You think the second movie is the second game and the third movie third game?
I don't think that. It's just the only thing I can assume, you know? But they confirmed that the second movie will not be like second FNAF game, where it's a prequel sequel.
Yeah, I was wondering if they're just gonna go with the phases.
Oh.
Like the first movie is just the simple children's spirits in the suit. And the second one is more like sister location, and the third one is security breach.
That'd be cool.
Right? Because those are the three main games.
Yeah.
The ones that really change shit up.
Yeah, if we don't count FNAF World.
And we don't.
So overall, I feel like this movie wasn't made for newcomers. It was made for the fans, which isn't bad. Because, like, God forbid, there's a lot of movies where they dumb down the plot for newcomers and just ruin the whole thing.
Well, here's what I think then. I think you gotta go one way or the other. Either you do it for newcomers or you do it for fans. I think doing the middle road doesn't really make anyone happy.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people like the movie.
Fun fact, because they sold it to Peacocks, the money they made off Peacock covered the whole entire budget of the film.
Wow.
So anything they made outside, like in theaters, it would have been bonus.
Huh.
And they made like over 100 million the first week.
Yeah, it did pretty good. Because the movie has 10 years of fans already like following. And like the hype almost never died. Because he was just churning out games, books, toys, and shit. You got people like MatPat just cranking out a new video like every quarter. Got, like what, 40 videos? A GT Live? And that's just him. There's tons of theorists doing this.
If you had to change one thing about the movie, what would it be? Because as much as we wish there was more blood and gore, I do think that it was a big selling point that was PG-13. Because a lot of kids who like Five Nights at Freddy.
It's always like that though. It's always like once you make it R-rated, it's just not gonna make a lot of money. And it's just naturally because you limited the audience so much. So if by keeping the PG-13, if I had to change anything, would have made time to make Markiplier the first guard that dies.
Yeah,
Honestly,
Saw Trap.
I don't know what. I get scheduling is tight between the two movies going on, but you should have somehow made it work.
You should have worked with him. You should have came to him with the camera. Because, like, you could have filmed it. Like, that could have been the very last scene to film.
Yeah, it's a solo scene. Like, you had MatPat. That was great. I don't know who Corey Kenshin is, but I guess he's in there. Isn't there other famous FNAF players?
Yeah, there's Dockle, but there was just a photo on the wall, and they got a tour of the movie lot. I believe what happened was that they got all of them to try out for the cabbie's role.
Oh.
So not necessarily the cabbie who got the role was like the most famous. It's just that he was the best actor.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. But clearly MatPat was meant for his role.
Yes.
Based on his video.
Yes.
Oh.
I wish they got one of the YouTubers to take the guard's role in the beginning. You could have made that any FNAF YouTuber, you know?
Yeah. Maybe they'll put Markiplier in the other two movies.
I hope they do.
Or one of the two, I guess.
Someone had an idea to like tape a picture of Markiplier to the corner of your glasses so he could always, so you could be watching as God intended. And like someone like, got the TV screen and paste him to the corner. And I'm like, someone should make a Markiplier print just for that, you know?
Just make an overlay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what game started Markiplier's career. But
FNAF helped.
I mean, I'm just saying, Markiplier and FNAF are pretty synonymous together as much as game theory and FNAF is.
And if you made a U2's figure based off of it, you have embraced that idea, Markiplier.
Alright, so I guess until the second movie comes out, none of the other FNAFs really have a second title like sister location, right? It's just 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
4 is sister location.
No, 4 is the one with the kids in a coma.
Oh, right, kids in a coma.
Yeah, don't forget that one. And then 5th was something, because I remember 6 was the pizzeria simulator.
No, 5th is sister location then.
Oh, you're right. 5th has to be sister location, because that rundown baby was in the pizzeria when you, like, controlled shock
What
them.
is 6 called?
I just told you, the pizza simulator.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Is that the one where they didn't think it was an actual FNAF game?
Yeah.
And then VR, right?
Yeah, that's the 7th.
Security breach. And FNAF World is somewhere in between. Which is the one with Custom 29? Is that Pizza Simulator? No, right?
No, I think it's his own game.
Now, where does that go?
I don't know, man.
I want to say it's after Sister Location.
I want to say it's after VR.
You think it's after VR?
Old man consequences.
Oh, man, consequence. That's deep cut lore.
And I yelled at a child for telling me that.
God damn. Alright, until the second FNAF movie, I bet it'll come out like the next 1 or 2 years.
Yeah, I don't know, actor strike.
Damn you, actor strike.
Oh, the FNAF 2 song doesn't slap as hard.
That's not the point.
Bye.